Is a background ever really finished? Color along with me and let's find out if I can finish it off. Hi everyone, I'm Catherine, the artist behind Bigelow Fine Arts. I'm moving on to the background and final touching up in this video. If you are just jumping in, I have the playlist linked above so you can find the other videos in this Fruit Bat series. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already so you can join in and color along with me. Today I'm finishing up this bat. Starting with the warm gray 6, I go through and, starting at the nose, go and systematically add in a layer over the whole bat. As I work my way around, I focus on adding in a general layer to cover and darken, but I also pay attention to where the shadows are and add in a little bit more to darken them and keep the contrast there. With the sepia, I go through and touch up the shadows on the wings and alongside the finger bones. I add in a little more warm gray 6 to a spot I missed. I then come in with the burnt ochre. I go through and add in more layers to the areas that need more orange to them. More on the finger bones and on the cheeks, touching up the shadows with sepia as I go through. There is a bit of a highlight on the ridge of the finger bones, so I add in a bit of ivory to keep it light. If you've made it this far and have enjoyed coloring with me or just watching, I'd appreciate it if you'd give me a like and subscribe to stay informed of when I post more videos. It really helps me out. For the summer, I am posting 3 times a week, and subscribing is the best way to stay in the loop, especially since I am starting a new page in the next video. I come back in with the black and darken up the bat again. I am again focusing on an overall layer to make the bat uniformly darker, but I am also adding in a little more to the areas in shadow to make sure I have them really dark. I'm actually going to call the bat done. I could go darker, but would it look better as a dark amorphous blob in the middle of a sea of green? Nope. This way I can still see details and I know what I'm looking at. I'm going to move onto the branches and give them a little more color and layers, beginning with the bistre. I'm keeping the bistre mostly to the shadowed parts of the branch, but I do blend it up a little way. I hit all of the in-focus branches this way. I add in some warm gray too to blend more. I begin with the out-of-focus branch. It hasn't received as many layers as the other branches, but it is in the background, and while it needs coverage, it doesn't need details. I touch up the shadows with more sepia, and then I move the clip to reveal a little bit of branch as well as a berry stem I missed. So I come in with the magenta to hit up the little stem, and then I touch up shadows with sepia. And I add in a couple layers to the branch with the bistre and warm gray 2 to complete the branches. And that really just leaves the background. The background for me has been an organic thing. Except for the branch and a couple of leaves I initially blocked in, most of the shapes that arose came into being when 2 greens overlapped and created a darker spot, or in a spot where I pressed a little harder, creating a dark spot. Most of the blurry, vaguely leaf-like shapes all began this way. I didn't plan them out, and it looks a bit more random than had I tried to go through and place leaves. For the most part, I am using the grass green in the places that are pure background, and the other greens to better define the blurry leaves in the background. And that is it for this bat. I hope you've been following along and coloring with me. I'd love to know how your bat turned out. Thanks for joining me for more bat and background work today. Let me know below or on social media if you colored along. I'd love to know how you did. Did you finish it? I'm on Twitter, Instagram, MeWe, and Patreon. Patreon has a short write-up, my palettes, and a list of the timestamps, and I've made them available for everyone. If you have any questions or page requests, please leave them below or reach out to me on social media. I put in a list of chapter breaks in the show notes, as well as a list of equipment I like to use. If you use any of my affiliate links, it really helps me out without costing you a thing. I want to thank you all so much for coming along and joining in with me on this coloring journey. I appreciate all my subscribers and look forward to more of you joining in and coloring along with me. Please like, share, and subscribe to help that happen. Until next time, happy coloring.